Okay.
You gave us this because we're learning about Tazria or what?
Yeah, we're doing. I'm going a little bit ahead. Tazria and Metzora are connected a lot, and most years they're connected. Yes, and next week we're going to be more in a mood of doing things to do with the Agoda Shal Pesach. Let's open up in Parshas Metzora, Perek Yudalet, Pasuk Yudalet. Metzora, Yudalet, Yudalet.
You look for okay, that one?
Yes. Very good.
What pitch? Something?
Ryan, everyone could be a little different.
No, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, John. Okay, keep going.
Huh?
I have to make Suda today. So people tell me I should make.
Oh, you have to make Suda Shlishit.
Okay.
What's the value?
Okay, here. Yudalad, Pasuk, Yudalad, right over here.
Yeah.
The Lokach HaKoyin. Yudalad.
הצלחה. לא להתלכלך. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back. After the whole, the Negoim is a very, very difficult sugya, very painful sugya, very difficult. Mishnah Negoim is very difficult sugya. Rambam Negoim is very difficult. And the Parsha Tazria Metzora, just getting a hang of what's going on it's a difficult sugya. Okay. Finally, he's getting taught. So the pasuk says, "B'yem hashmini, yikach shnei kvosim, v'hem dakoyin mataris isha matar, v'lokach konas hakeves o echad v'ikrois eli osham. V'shochet es hakeves b'mekem asher yishchat v'sachatas v'sa'oila, b'mekem hakodesh kechatas kosham, kodesh kedoshim hu. V'lokach the koyin medama osham. The koyin takes the blood. V'nos na koyin al tenuch oizen ha-matar yemonis, Valboin Yodea Yemonis, Valboin Raglo Yemonis. And then
he does give a touch. Take the blood a little bit.
Yeah. And then Velokachakaim Meluga Shaman. And then again he puts it on again Yeser Hashem and Ashal Kapi Itna Kan Tnuch Oizen Amatar Ayamonis, Valboin Yode Yamonis, Valboin Ragla Yamonis, Al Dama Ocean. Okay. Dr. Rashi. Tnuch. Gederem Tsoy Sheba It's the middle thing in the ear. It can be complicated. Such as Geder Emtsoy Sheba Oizen. There's a lot of parts to the ear. You think an ear is an ear, but the thing is, it's such a complicated sugya. We have twice in Teresh B'Ksav, once about the Miluyim, Pashat Tzav and Tzav, where it talks about taking the dam and the shemen and putting on the Tenuch Oizen, on the Boin Yodeh, and Boin Ragla. which is in order to inaugurate the koinim to become koinim.
Tanuch is a hole.
Okay, so Tanuch is a huge machloikis in the poskim. What it is. There's a story about a bachor. There was a Ravos Matir because he said there was a mum in the Tanucha Oizen, and they brought it to the Alter Rebbe, and the Alter Rebbe says he was shogeg beroye, and that's not a Tanuch. That's the outside part of the ear. I don't hang around with animals that much that I could say which is the outside and which is the inside. Is just you have to know. Look at a cow, a goat, a sheep to chop a little more. There's a very complicated story. And the Alter Rebbe was mechiach l'shon rishonim, what it means, that it doesn't mean, and he was mechiach that it was a mistake, and it's not. That has to do also today when you sell a behema mevakeres, you don't sell the whole thing, you sell a part of it. For some reason, we're selling the ear, and you have to specify that it's the part of the behema that now the goy's a shutafin has to be. That if it would have been very, very complicated, it's a tenuch oizen, whatever the tenuch oizen. The oizen is a big part. If you're an ear doctor and you tell a person tenuch oizen, he's going to tell you which tenuch, mazet tenuch oizen, mazet tenuch oizen. The ear is to me and you is garnished. But Rashi says that geder emtsoi sheba oizen. Geder emtsoi sheba oizen. Sounds that there's a few gedorim in the oizen, there's a few circles in the oizen, and the innermost circle. That's what it sounds like from Rashi. Geder emtsoi sheba oizen, the innermost circle in the oizen. V'loshen tenuch loy noidali. I have no idea what the loshen tenuch means, but I know what it means. V'apoisem koinen loy tendrus. Okay. What could be complicated at Rashi? Simple Rashi.
Maybe I'm thinking tenuch is like betoch.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sounds
exactly that way. Sounds like toicher.
Yeah.
You hit on it. You hit on something really good. Problem is that the Gemara, the Torah already mentioned twice tenuch oizen. Once in Parshas Tetzaveh and again in Parshas Tzav. And in Parshas Tetzaveh, where the Torah says that there is a tenuch, Rashi says, "Hu asochus goder and tzoy shebetoicha oizim shekoidim tindrus."
the same like he said here.
Over there it says with the mem. Here it says with the samai. And over there there's missing a dalet, and here it has a dalet. Could be whatever. But the poil, there's two little changes. And the Rashi over there, it seems like a mem and a samach easily could have been a mistake. The dalet, I don't know, but yeah, there is a trap of a difference. Over there it's tinrus or tinrum. I would like to say it's not the mem and a samach. That would be so different. I would say it's over there it says tindrus, and over here it's tindrus. It could be especially in French or some languages, the D is not so pronounced. So tindrus, it's almost the same. So
it sounds like tendon.
Right. Sounds a little that way, yeah. We have to look really in Old French and see if we can find this word.
Parlez-vous français?
Comme ci, comme ça.
Comme ci, comme ça. Yeah. Comme ci, comme ça. Okay, so the first of all, over there, Rashi already said what it is. The funny thing is, in Parshas Tzav, Rashi says nothing. So you can say, Parshas Tzav, Rashi said nothing because he already said that everything in Parshas Tzav is about the Miluyim. And Rashi a few times says in Parshas Tzav, Pirashti b'Parshas Tzav. Okay, fine. Give Rashi a break. But if he already said what it is, why does he have to say again what it is? And the main thing is, over there he says with clarity. He doesn't say, I don't know what it is. He just says, the kids are short and sweet. Hu asachus, goderem tzoy shebetoicha oizim, shekoidim tindrus.
The Kohanim know what it is?
Obviously, they needed to know.
They have to know.
The Rishonim are arguing about it. The Kohanim obviously knew, but they did the avodah. Okay. So now, all of a sudden, so many parashas later, Rashi decides to repeat, but he says, he says, Gederim tzoy sheboz. Okay, that's the same thing he said. All of a sudden, like, what do you mean, loy noidali? מה הבעיה לא נוידע לך? מה לא נוידע לך? What don't you? מה זה תנוך? אתה אומר מה זה תנוך? He said it's גדר אמצעי שבאויזן.
Then he said,
before, for example, boyin. What's boyin? Boyin says he means a goydel. A goydel. Rashi doesn't say, אני לא יודע, איך זה boyin זה goydel? מה זה boyin? מה זה goydel? זה goydel. What? No, whatever. It has a name goydel, it has a name boyin. It's the same thing, Tanuch. Why is it Rashi so bothered? And why Mitnamot get up over here to say, obviously he knows what a Tanuch is. He told you what a Tanuch is. It's Gederim Soisha Ba'oizen. He just doesn't like the Loshen. He says, Loshen Tanuch, Loi Noidali. Ma Baya, what's bothering you, Rashi? Besides, the Rebbe says it's the most unusual Russian Rashi. A lot of time Rashi says Lo Yodaiti. Lo Yodaiti. Loshen Tanuch, Loi Noidali.
You just explain what it is. Now you say, I don't know
what
it is.
What does it mean doesn't know what it means? Yeah, and also like it's a funny Loshen, Loi Noidali. And then he continues. Poiserim, Koidem Loit. Poiser, what do you know what a poiser is? Poiser Chaloim. You know, like why Belaz? Rashi says so many times Belaz. It's, if you know, it's interesting. What does Belaz mean? So the Rebbe says that everyone says Loshen, Loshen Amzu, Loshen Amzor. The Rebbe says
Lo'azit is Belaz.
Exactly. That's what the Rebbe says. Really, Loyas is not Rosh Toivus. Loyas means Chazal is Loyazois. Loyazois means a different language. Loshen Kodesh, and then there's Loyazois. Anyway, Rashi right, and a lot of times this Shterechel doesn't mean a Rosh Toivus. A lot of times Shterechel means different things. To us, we have this means a Rosh Toivus, but a lot of times it means like a different language. That's what it means. Anyway, the Bach Hazetza might have put this. Lavdafke Rashi put that. Laz means loyazos. The Mishnah says loyazos. Anyway, what Rashi a lot of times when he wants to bring from French, or he says ubelaz, he says apoisidim. Like he says Menachem, Doinash. There were two big Chachamim that were big linguists. One was Menachem, one was Doinash. So he says Menachem Chiber, Doinish Chiber, but Poisirim, it's very like Poisach Haloim. Like, what's going on over here? What's that funny? Rashi said, first of all, why is Rashi repeating? He already said Tanuch means Gederim Soisha Ba'oizen, and Mos Mitna Mol Loshem Tanuch Loi Noideli, and Mos Mitna Mol Apoisirim Koirim Loi Tandrus. So the Rebbe has a biur. It's like these are the questions you don't expect any Meforish to ever have a biur on it. Like, okay, whatever, just give Rashi a break. But the Rebbe has a biur actually on this. It's just Pilei Ploim. The biur is a very gishmak biur actually. The biur is a very gishmak biur. I mean, it's not a quickie like this. It's not a yeshiva shavor, but it's just it's a linguistic thing a little bit. But it's if you look very closely, the Rebbe says in Bachlal in Vayikra, Rashi quotes all the time Torah's Kohanim. Even over here, Rashi quotes before and after. Over here in Parshas Metzora, before and after the Rashi quotes. We look at one Rashi before. Talmud Lema v'chulu v'Torah's Kohanim. V'chulu means go look in Torah's Kohanim. Just one Rashi before. So Rashi, a lot in Vayikra is relying on Torah's Kohanim. And he just one Rashi before, he told you, V'chulu b'Torah's Kohanim, go look in Torah's Kohanim.
The reason is because Torah Kohanim, it's about the Kohanim.
And Rashi relied a lot on Torah's Kohanim, on the drashas of Torah's Kohanim, as opposed to the Gemara. Rashi felt it was more, whatever, close up Pshuto Shemikra. If someone is talking, going to listen to Rashi said, go look and he's going to see on this pasuk. This is very interesting. It says, Yochol Toich Tamad Loima al Noich. Al Noich Yochol al Goiva Tamad Loima Toich. Toich Noich. Okay, so it's a Gederim Tzoi. Funny Torah's Kohanim. And the Forshim say like this. That basically, the Torah's Kohanim hold that Tanuch has two words in it. Toich and Noich. Toich and Noich. Toich and Noich. Toich means the inside, the middle of the ear. Noich is Maloshin Choimas Anoch, which means that there is a choima and you want to measure it, and you take a big string or a measuring tape, which the word that is synonymous with goiva. So there has to be the goiva of the oizen, But you shouldn't think it's this part of the oizen, because that's not really what we're talking about. It's the goiva, but in the toich. And that's what Tanuch means. Toich, v'noich. V'goiva, v'toich. And that's what the Torah's Kohanim is saying. Rashi wants to tell you, I don't agree with the Torah's Kohanim. Why? Because Rashi doesn't like, you're playing, because there's letters that are being used twice here, and letters that are missing. Rashi doesn't like to smash, like, there's a Yoitzim Raklaz. We find Takir. Amarti af eyem. Rashi says, Amarti af ihem. But over there, all the letters are here. They're just smushed together. Here, the toich does not need a nun in it, and noich does not have a tof in it. And some letters are being used twice. Rashi doesn't like him Shemikra to smash two words together and put the letter out. You see in all Rashis. Rashi is very, very careful, very straight. Some of those are very technical Rashis, but the one Rashi, even the Meforshim bring that it says that there is two birds. There is a chasida and then there is
Anofa.
Anofa. Chasida is oisa chesed in machavrisah. Anofa is aragzonis. One of the birds is a really nice, sweet bird. Does chesed with the other guys, and the other one is very broigus with the other ones. He gets angry, and it's called Anofa. And I there's a nun. What a nun reingefallen? So we see that a nun can reingefallen a nun. But the Rebbe says we see Rashi. Rashi doesn't like when it says Baruch Apecha, and Rashi says a whole pshat that really af should mean a nose, and over here Ruach Apecha means anger.
Anger.
And Rashi explains because when a person gets angry, he gets his skin gets hot, and now when he breathes, there's smoke. He's blowing smoke out of his nose. So he doesn't, not the pshat, apecha means anger. Because it says beruach, and it says apecha. So Rashi would rather say it means nose. It says beruach apecha. So it means anger, but Rashi gives an explanation.
So what about bezat apecha tochal nafel? What does that other? Apecha? When you have zeh, not only in the apecha.
I know. I have to understand. I don't know. But Rashi doesn't like the Torah's Kohanim. That's why Rashi says, I'm going to tell you, like I don't agree with the Torah's Kohanim. This I know for sure that it's Gederim Tzoy Sheba'oizen. But the Loshen Tanuch, don't tell me it means Toich V'noich. I don't like that. Loi Noidali means kilo lo shmieli what the Torah's Kohanim says. Lo noidali.
Well, but he shouldn't disagree with the Tanaim.
Right. And the Rebbe shita is that Rashi would do that in Pshat. He's not disagreeing in halacha. He's just disagreeing when it comes to Pshutei Shel Mikra or linguistically. So, and that's what he's saying. Lo noidali. I don't agree with that.
Before Rashi was another Rav that gave Perush on the...
Yeah, there was. There was.
We had Uncle. We had before.
Unculus, yeah.
But Rashi is about 1,000 years.
Right.
Before.
No, not that we know so much. And then he said, Apoisedim koidem loi tandrus. Very nice word that Rebbe says. What is a poiser? A person is poisach aloin. What it means? Yosef heard that the party said, so he was Madama Milza to try to understand, like, how does the dream have, like, so the poisem means they're listening to a word and they're trying to compare something. Poisem, they in Latin or in French, they heard tenuch and they heard tandrus in it. They said maybe the word tenuch is not really so much just like taitofas or some, like Rashi says, Sidonim yikru lecherman Syrian, ve'amoyre yikru lo snir. Rashi says, what does Rashi say? What's the pshat? Rashi says, "Hu shelig beloshin Ashkenaz or beloshin Canaan." Sneer is snow. Ada yom hazeh in Loshin Ashkenaz and in Loshin America in English, sneer is snow. Snow. So the Torah wants to tell you that Eretz Yisrael was a beautiful country. Lo yachse kol bo. The Torah wants to emphasize that there's a mountain in Eretz Yisrael that if you want to go skiing, you can go skiing.
What's the name of the mountain?
Hermon. Hermon. Ada Yom Hazeh, the mountain is called Hermon, and Ada Yom Hazeh, they're going skiing on the mountain. And the Torah wants to tell you the Shvach Eretz Yisrael, that Eretz Yisrael has everything in it. You want to go skiing? You don't even have to go to Colorado. We find a lot of times that Chazal say that like Setza Kol Boy.
You can go suntanning in Eilat.
What is that?
Wherever you want.
You can go. It is a, and Chazal emphasize it. The Torah.
It's not Eretz Yisrael.
Huh?
Allah's not
Okay.
Eretz Yisrael.
It's in the borders.
It's close enough.
It's in Israel.
Yeah. You go Dead Sea. That is a. So Ebazoi. So the same thing here. Rashi was not trying to say Balaz. Rashi was not saying Balaz. He wasn't saying Balaz. He was saying Va'poisenim. There were people that were poised that were listening, like Poisach Elohim. They were Madama Milza La Milza. Just like Sidoinim Yikru Lachem Sirmia, Ve'amori Yikru Lo Snir, that the Torah is Pasha telling you a word, that there's a mountain, Hermon, is why does the Torah have to tell you that the Moiri Yikru Lo Snir? That you should know that generations later there's going to be a thing called snow, and you're going to say Amoyri Yikrulay Snir, snow. Same thing here. Rashi said, I don't like the Torah's kind of shot that it's toich and noich and it's two words that was smushed together. He says no, vapoisrim. Those that are Madama thinks koidim loy tandrus. They heard that word that's in French, that means a chelik in the oizen, that's the emtza oizen, that in French, it would be nice if we could find the take, that tandrus, or take out the D even. So they said that don't start giving me lomdus like the Torah's koyanim, that it means two words and they were put together. Tenuch means tandrus. The Torah is like taitofus, or like sneer. It means something. The word tenuch means in French the middle of the year.
And Rashi spoke French very well,
right?
So he knows where
and he's talking to a child who knows French too. So that's why it could be also the Girs and Rashi, where it's earlier it's without the D, and here's with the D, with the Dal, without. It could be it's Latin, it could be French, it could be this from one language to other is slightly different. So that's the Pshat and Rashi. It's unbelievable. So now the Pshuta Shamikra flows very well. No, we have to talk in Avodas Hashem. What's the Indian in Avodas Hashem?
You know that in Arabic, Salj, Sheleg, like in the Hermon, we have ice. They call it Salj.
Snow is all called Salj?
Salj.
Oh.
Samech Lamed or Salj.
Interesting. Okay. So Nagoyim and Tzaras, Kal Nagoyim and Tzaras come to Lashon Hora, right? The Kohen has to be matayed. The story with the Tzemach Tzedek, the Zeknusoi, he used to write before, he used to say every night, Friday night, Chassidus. And Bezeknusoi decided that he wanted to. No, before. Thing, Chabad doesn't have a tish. Thing. Friday night, the meal used to start, and Chabad was very late. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
After davening, go on by
Yeah.
So after that, we nog meiden, 5 meiden, how?
I'm not sure. I think it was noch. So, but maybe it was. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He asked me a question, Shaila. I don't know the answer. No, that episode was prepared to say. But for all the doidas, that's the way it was. So the Tzemach Tzedek used to say the Maimer Friday night, and Lizik Nusoi, he used to write the Maimer before he used to go to the mikveh. He used to go to the mikveh and then come back and ready for Shabbos. And Friday night he used to say the Maimer. He had a grandson that just started a story about Tzemach Tzedek. That one of that Tzemach Tzedek had 7 sons, or big tzaddikim, and they had a lot of grandchildren. There was a grandson that wanted to have a taivas to get a sneak peek, to get a preview before the year's the Maimer. So when the Zayda used to go to the mikveh, he used to read over the notes. Okay. But over time, he got a little sloppy. He used to be careful, like, mamish, to put it back.
If you didn't know.
But then he got a little sloppy. So Tzemach Tzedek told his wife, someone's coming into my room. Do me a favor. When I go to the mikveh, sit here in the room, and then kap the ganav. So she's sitting in the room. One of the 9 o'clock walk in. Guy doesn't know what to do. His grandmother caught him. He versteht schon gleich what's going on. So he says, "Bob, ich gesucht für dir. Gesucht. You know what happened? You know, my wife, we just got married recently, and she was like a Yiddish mishpocha. And she went this morning to the marketplace, and she bought a good fish. As she picked up the fish, the soicha grabbed it away from her and said, no, this is for one of my choshev customers. And my wife came home. She's so insulted that such a thing could happen here in Lubavitch. She's so upset about it. What do you think about it, Bobby?" So she, I guess, was a pikacha. So she said, she started telling him a story back. And he thought he's going to be a quick conversation and get out of here. Vaila, Sabach Tzedek is back.
And you see
I sees him there. So the Baba says, tell him the story, what happened in the marketplace, what a chutzpah. So as he started saying the story, that someone says, Lashon Hara. He says, but whatever you wanted to tell me, Nishnageh, the story, the Bashem Tov Zoktach, and Nefroin Lod Medaite, Vishaloi Medaite. So if you tell a story about someone else, it's negayah to you. In other words,
you're coming here.
You're coming here, and you're grabbing something.
And you think that you're the worthy one.
Yeah.
To get it first.
So here is the lesson that the Rebbe says, Apirsidis, the way the Rebbe teaches it in the Pasuk. So in the Kisvei Rizal it says, what's the Metzora is Choshev Kemeis. The Pasuk says, Yemusa v'loi b'chochma. That he's missing the level of Chochma. Koin is Chochma, and the person that's missing Chochma has Tzaraz, and the Koin gives him Chochma. What does that mean in Chassidus? So Chassidus adds a little bit salt and pepper to it. It means that the person, there's Bina and there's Chochma. Bina has a lot of excitement to it. There's Mitzad Bina, there could be a big Rotze. A person has a fire to go close to Hashem. Mitzad, the Chochma is a Kudus HaBittel. It doesn't matter what I want. The Eibishter wants that I should live, and maybe my circumstances are not so gavaldik and rosy, but that's what the Eibishter wants me to do, and I have to go back and do my avodas Hashem. So that's Nakudus HaBittel, that's a Chochma. There are a lot of times the Alter Rebbe says that from a Slavos of Rotzoi, the Plishtim, like foolish, that the person has a lot of Slavos Betfila, all of a sudden he starts feeling Yeshus, he starts feeling himself, like I'm a big person. And or sometimes it could be a person to be Bekas, or it could be whatever. From the Slavos that Tfila, the Klippa could try to grab it away. But when a person introduces the Chochma, which is Nepudas HaBittel, that will protect the person. So Siddur says, Alter Rebbe says in Lekutei Torah, "B'huva lakoin v'yotza koin," that he has to re-practice his rotzoi. The rotzoi should be in a proper way. The kohen teaches him that the rotzoi should be with a shoyv. So the Rebbe says that that's the way we can learn it into this pasuk. What's the oizen? Oizen is the meaning of shmiya. Shmiya in general is synonymous with havon. Bina is the meaning of re'iyas chochma. Klal in Chassidus, re'iyah is synonymous with chochma. I verstehe nicht gar nicht. Ich geseh mit Augen. I see it with my own eyes. You're going to tell me shaylas. I see a lakus. Then there's someone who understands something. It's not so strong. I hear it. I don't see it.
It's also from a rice and island.
Chocham is a royas and island. For him, it's clear in a way of re'iyah. The person that's missing chochma doesn't mean he has nothing. It means it's b'pina shmiyah, and it's not so strong as in the person.
In other ways, Bina and Das are more stronger.
Right, they have milas. But now there is a certain mila in Chochma, which is I lose myself. I see the emes, and it's not about me. Right, that's right, exactly. Chochma is koyakma, there's a bittel. Bina is me. I understand it, I can explain it. That's why it's more concise also. But the Maila Chochma is the Nepuda Bittel. And that's what Kohen is the union of Chochma. So Venos Nakoyen, the blood and the oil, Sai when he was inaugurated, now the Kohen when he has to be Mitayed Ayid, which never fell into the union of the goyim, which is not, which is tuma. So he has to metarim. The coin is the yin of chokhmah. So he has to go around in the toicha oizen, arankirchen in the oizen, and in the toicha oizen he has to put in the dama osham, the shemen, that he has to, in other words, bring chokhmah into bina. The problem is that person sometimes has bina, he gets carried away with himself. The mile of bina is beautiful, but the person gets carried away with himself. So therefore, the kohen, which is the union of chokhmah bittul koyachma, puts a little drop of that shemen and that dam into the toicha oizen, and from there he goes to the yad, which affects his maisa, and from there he goes to the regel, which affects even more where he's going. So he's been being metar the person, that the person, the problem was in his shemiyah, in his oznayim, in his bina. And then Versteht it affected that Nevach, his Meisim were not so good, and his Hiluch was not so good. So therefore the Tahara comes into the Teucha Oizen, and then it goes on Boy and Yodoi, and then it goes on Boy and Ragloi, and with this he's being Metah.
Eved Ivri, when you want to continue to be Eved, it said Veratza et Ozno.
Right.
Doesn't say nothing about Tenuch there.
No, there doesn't say.
There he takes the side here and make a hole.
Right. If you remember, we learned the Rebbe again in Pshuta Shomek. The Rebbe held that fakir, that in the very soft part of the ear, that it shouldn't be painful for him. The dafka was in the soft part of the ear.
Where to put the earring?
Maybe where to put the earring. Pshuta Shomek. Again, you have to know Api Aloch, maybe that the Rebbe. I don't remember what was the Raya, but I remember this, that we learned that that the Rebbe with the Angel learned that the Pshat is fakir, that it's the opposite of where the Kohen was putting the. Which is toicha oizen. Over there was fakert. It was in the chitzonis, shit the chitzonis of the oizen, but it doesn't hurt.
But there it's heavy lashon. You know what martzea? When you have the screw and you
Drill.
Like a drill, right?
Right.
This is martzea in here.
I know.
So they're making drill a hole in the ear.
I know they're making a big ceremony. And remember, we learned it then that they're making a big ceremony, but really it doesn't hurt that much. Doesn't hurt that much.
Do it with the door. You're supposed to keep the ear by the door.
Yeah, and you put it.
The door has to go through into the door.
Yeah, the hole goes through and through until it touches the door. But
it touches the door.
Yeah,
into the door. How much
touches the door. But when we learned it then, this I remember that the Rebbe Shita was that it was in the Chelak HaOizen, which doesn't hurt and doesn't damage, and here was the opposite. It has to be in the toich.
Piercing the ear also hurts me.
Yeah.
Piercing it.
Okay, we don't know.
The mile of Shmir.
We don't know.
Mile of Shmir becomes internal.
No, the mile of Shmiya. Yeah, there's a lot of milas and Shmiya. But the Chesor and the Shmiya is it's about me. It's Bina. So felt the bittel. So the Kohen is the Bechin of Chochma. So he gives the person in his oizen, in the toich of his oizen.
He gets the bittel of the Chochma.
Yeah, he gets the bittel of Chochma into his, and that's what a lot of times is missing in our Avodas Hashem. I like to go back to this example. Amol and Chabad, there was a style when you daven to say Heilige Bashefer and a few words in Yiddish. It was like, and the Rebbe took it all out. Why did the Rebbe take it out? Yeah, our Rebbe. Until our grandfathers were why did the Rebbe take it out? Not because the Rebbe said it's a hefsek or it's a problem. The Rebbe didn't think there was a problem. There's no hefsek, there's no problem. The Rebbe said one thing. We don't know where is the kavana and where is the ich. Where is the spashless of me? Where is me? Where is that's what the Rebbe said. It's very funny sometimes. The Rebbe took all the ear out of the balloon. The Rebbe said, I'm not sure if people are doing it, if they're fooling themselves. They think it's a big Islavus, and really it's Ispashtus Atzmis. It's very fun, so the Rebbe took all the ear out of the balloon, deflated the whole balloon. So that whole style of Chabad, the Samol Given, and Getavent, and Oitata, Heilige Bashefer, the Rebbe stopped it. For this reason, mamish for this reason. So that's the example 1 in a million. But it was a lot of things in Avodas Hashem when it's all about me, that I understand it very well and it makes a lot of sense to me and I can explain it to you very good. It's all about me. It's felt in a Kudas HaChotma, which is bittul. So yeah, So therefore, it trickles down into the yadayim and the raglayim. So the kohen puts in the toich of the oizen, and in the boyin yad yodeh and the boyin ragloy, and with them is the Torah of Metzora. They shall helfen. So zayt the heart for Kol Yisrael. We should make Korban Pesach and the Beis Hamikdash Shlishi.
Rabbi, the Kozmo Gereb is a kind of bracha. It's a talk a lot in Yiddish.
Yeah.
When he davened.
Look, like I said, Rebbe didn't have an Indian against it. The Rebbe didn't say, I think it's a terrible thing. It's a hefsek and davening.
Rabbi, the Kozmo Gereb.
I don't know. He didn't explain here, but I know in the Maimer, right, that the kohen, the union of kohenim is hot. Why? I'm looking at the Maimer. It's Kanaran. We I don't know if we learned that Maimer. Could we learned it once? I can look. It's let's look at the Torah. Maybe we'll learn this. Maybe we should learn this Maimer this week. We'll put the Torah Parashah saying. Maybe we'll learn. Or as a Shabbos shown on Mishlo, and then Kohen Mishlo. Let me do my begodim. El Shana Mishla, right? Shana Mishla is a big thing. Yeah, Shaman is a cough. All right, pretty sure.
The Klosenberg Gereb.
What are you learning? I saw Shabbos. You're learning with the kids. What are you learning? We only. That's amazing. Relax here. Well, it was a huge staff. If it had Hashem Tosis, it would be as big as Baba Basar.
But the Klosenberg Gereb is a kind of bracha. When he davened.
I can't hear you.
The Klosenberg Gereb is a kind of bracha. When he davened, he said a lot of things in Yiddish. He kept on saying a lot of things in Yiddish.